Okay, imagine for a second if your entire life's blueprint, we're talking everything from your base personality traits right down to your marriage prospects, was written right there on your face. What if every single curve, every proportion, and every tiny mark was literally a geographical map of your destiny? Well, welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack exactly how that ancient framework actually operates.
Today, we are exploring the absolutely fascinating, highly intricate structure of traditional Chinese physiognomy. We're drawing directly from the teachings of expert tarot tarotbear, who has decades of deep experience in Eastern metaphysics and feng shui, which gives us an incredible window into this practice. Now, think of this explainer as a completely neutral anthropological guided tour. We're looking at the historical and cultural lens through which millions of people have historically viewed facial features, a lens that honestly still subtly influences how a lot of people view the world today. We're going to decode the logic behind the lore.
All right, Section 1, Shapes and 5 Elements, the Macro Blueprint.
So let's kick things off at the absolute macro level. According to this framework, before we even look at any specific feature, your base personality and destiny begin with the ancient concept of the 5 elements. Notice how the system categorizes foundational human traits based on pure structure. It doesn't just see a face as a single thing, it sees an intersection of geometry. You know, whether that's a sharp angular triangle cutting through the air or a soft fluid oval. That overall structure is immediately assigned a fundamental elemental nature, creating the absolute bedrock of traditional face reading.
And the direct correlations drawn here get incredibly specific. Round or oval faces, those are tied to the flowing, reflective energies of metal and water, which traditionally suggests adaptability and deep intuition. Got a long or rectangular face? That's rooted in wood, representing relentless growth, steady drive, and, well, sometimes a bit of unyielding stubbornness. Those with a heart, triangle, or diamond shape are burning with fire energy, often interpreted in this system as highly passionate, charismatic, or even volatile. And a square face is firmly grounded in the rock-solid stability of Earth. So the crucial takeaway here is that right off the bat, at a mere glance, this ancient system is already categorizing your foundational energy before you've even said a word.
Moving right along to Section 2, the face's core proportions, geography of destiny.
We are zooming in a bit now, from the overall shape to the structural level, breaking the face down into physical zones. Have you ever wondered why certain faces just look inherently balanced and pleasing to us subconsciously? Well, traditional face reading addresses this by demanding absolute harmony between 3 horizontal regions. The upper third encompasses the forehead, representing youth and early opportunities. The middle third covers the eyebrows down to the base of the nose, marking your prime adult years. And the lower third goes from the nose down to the chin, representing later life. In this framework, perfect balance and symmetry between these 3 specific zones, that's considered the ultimate hallmark of a prosperous, smooth-sailing life.
But wait, the geography gets even more specific. Check out the 5 mountains mapped out here. The forehead serves as the South Mountain. The chin is the North Mountain, the left and right cheeks form the East and West Mountains, and the nose stands tall as the Central Mountain. In this system, your face is quite literally treated as a physical landscape. The nose acts as the central peak, grounding the whole topography. A strong, fleshy nose was historically read as a fortress of wealth and stability. Just like prominent peaks offer protection from the elements in nature, strong, well-defined mountains on your face are interpreted as deeply rooted signs of authority, wealth, and resilience against whatever storms life throws at you.
Section 3. Mapping time on your face. Chronological destiny.
Okay, so we've got the elements and we've got the geography. Now, get ready for a pretty mind-bending concept. Time physically mapping onto your face. In this tradition, different features govern completely different stages of your life. It shows exactly how a face reader tracks your chronological destiny. Before age 14, they're looking strictly at your ears to determine childhood luck and early health. From 14 to 30, your destiny moves up to the forehead. During your prime adult years, from 30 to 50, your fortune is read primarily right there, through your nose and mid-face. And finally, from age 50 to 80, your twilight years flow down into the area from your mouth to your chin. It's literally a top-to-bottom descent through time. So hey, if you're banking on a comfortable retirement, this system suggests you should be hoping for a really strong, prominent chin to support you in your 70s.
And looking at this intricately numbered map, you can see it takes chronological destiny to a hyper-specific level. Literally every single year of your life corresponds to a precise millimeter of real estate on your face. A tiny blemish on one exact spot, that might be interpreted as a sudden career hurdle at age 41. But a smooth, clear patch just a fraction of an inch away, that could signify massive success at age 45. It is an incredibly structured, unforgiving calendar that leaves virtually no physical detail unexamined.
Section 4. Decoding the marriage palace, the micro level.
All right, we've seen the macro map. Now let's zoom all the way into a highly specific micro-level zone. The outer edge of the eye, an area known in Chinese as Zhenmen, is the absolute epicenter for interpreting relationship luck in traditional physiognomy. What's super fascinating here is that this is the exact area where crow's feet naturally develop as we age, right? Yet ancient texts placed immense predictive power right here. Minor variations, things you might absent-mindedly brush over while looking in the mirror in the morning, are traditionally given massive weight in determining marital success.
The texts actually lay out a very strict, almost uncompromising set of rules for this tiny zone. A smooth, flat area meant harmony, a sure sign of a good, stable marriage. But an indentation, that was historically interpreted as a clear sign of multiple marriages. And a simple cross line, the ancient texts jumped straight to intense warnings of abuse or impending danger. Moles or dark spots are read as heavy markers of an unhappy or severely delayed marriage, while upward lines reaching toward the eyebrows are said to indicate a wandering eye and infidelity. It's a highly specific mini-narrative written entirely in the smallest creases of the skin.
Now, this strict rulebook leads us to a complex historical concept derived from these exact types of physical interpretations. The term is kefu, which literally translates to husband cursing. Now remember, we are looking at this strictly through an anthropological lens to truly understand the severe social weight these face-reading systems used to carry. It denotes specific facial features that in ancient patriarchal societies were historically associated with bringing bad luck or even ruin to a spouse. It's a pretty intense window into the cultural pressures of the past, mapped directly under physical traits.
The specific physical traits that historically made up this archetype include things like an excessively high forehead, sunken eyes, incredibly high or prominent cheekbones, and a bumpy or sharp nose. But why were these specific features feared? Well, in the context of ancient face reading, these traits were thought to project a dominant, fiery, and rebellious energy. A prominent, sharp face signaled a strong will that fundamentally clashed with the submissive gender expectations of the time, hence earning that negative Keifu label. It's really a fascinating look at how ancient cultural biases and societal fears were physically projected straight onto human anatomy.
Section 5. Your face as a house, a feng shui landscape. Okay, so when you map the human face onto a traditional feng shui house plan, the whole system reveals its ultimate depth. We are completely moving away from mere facial anatomy now and stepping right into architectural design. The nose isn't just a nose anymore, it's the main door of the house, the primary entry point for wealth and life opportunity. The eyes are the living rooms, with their clarity indicating how well light and vital energy are invited inside. The forehead represents the front yard or the alleyway leading up to the property. Practitioners are basically evaluating whether it's clear and expansive or cramped and blocked. And the chin? That serves as the foundation at the very back of the house. By viewing the face through this architectural lens, practitioners are essentially evaluating whether the energy of your life can flow into your house smoothly or if your front door is obstructed.
We've journeyed from the foundational 5 elements, mapped out the towering mountains of the face, traced the descending timeline of a human life, examined the hyper-specific micro-details of the marriage palace, and finally viewed the face as an energetic feng shui blueprint. It's an astonishingly intricate, highly structured way of viewing human beings that has survived for centuries. So the next time you catch your reflection in the mirror, regardless of whether you believe in the mystical aspects of it, I really encourage you to pause and ponder the ancient, intricate blueprint you carry with you every single day. If your face is indeed a landscape, what unique story is your geography telling?